Hello everyone, Slow-Mo Media is back with another video. This week I had the pleasure of sitting down with Samuel Aaron, a Chicago-based music artist. We talked about his journey, his inspirations, and the challenges of navigating the music industry.
So I grew up in Portland, Oregon, but I've been living in Chicago for 6 years now. A lot of the music I was listening to in high school was coming out of Chicago, and so I was just super influenced by the scene there.
Chicago's music scene wasn't the only thing that drew Samuel in. He also has family ties in Chicago and he ended up going to school there. Samuel's love for music started early.
I've been playing music my whole life. I've been singing my whole life, and then picked up instruments when I was young. But I didn't really start writing songs till I was like 14 or 15. I got really serious about it once I moved away to school.
It wasn't until his teenage years that he began writing songs, and eventually he got to college where he realized he had a creative space to make whatever he wanted. During his college years, Samuel began to experiment with production, using tools like Logic Pro to hone in on his craft. This experience marked the beginning of his journey as a songwriter and as a producer. While Samuel has produced much of his music independently, he's also embraced collaboration as a way to expand his sound.
I've produced most of my music on my own. And then earlier this year, I released an EP with my friend Noah Roth, and we produced that together. And then the album that I just put out at the end of May, I co-produced with my friend Wesley Reno. He was the engineer on the whole record, and he was the first producer I've worked with in such a big capacity.
These collaborations have not only enriched Samuel's music, they have also strengthened his connection with the Chicago music community, which is a theme that you'll see throughout a lot of what he talks about. Samuel approaches the world from the perspective of a storyteller, finding inspiration in fleeting moments, dreams, and even intrusive thoughts. But his creativity doesn't stop there. He's also inspired by the work of his peers and the energy from live performances.
I'm inspired just by everyday life, to be honest. I think when it comes to writing songs, if you go about your time in the world from the perspective of a songwriter, then you sort of find songs everywhere. And I'm also just really inspired by other music, inspired by a lot of my friends in the Chicago scene.
Whether it's a quiet moment or the buzz of a live show, Samuel's ability to turn life into art is what makes his music so raw and relatable. And Samuel isn't just a musician, he's also a very talented graphic designer. His design work, from concert flyers to album layouts, is what allows him to bring his artistic vision to life.
Over time, through working with other designers, particularly my friend Sarab Fadarecci, I realized that I had a lot of opinions on design. And I think when you have a lot of opinions on something, that's just you're honing your taste. And so I realized that I had taste with design. And so my skills sort of caught up to that. I love graphic design work. It's a really nice way to work the other side of my brain.
Samuel's graphic design skills complement his music perfectly, giving him the creative freedom to design his work however he wants.
This is just a theme throughout everything I try to do, which is I just think that people can tell when there's intention behind things.
Samuel just put out his first album called Rambler, and it's a deeply intentional project.
I just realized that I had enough music in the works, and I just was kind of on a writing spree of a bunch of songs that most of them became this album.
He approached it with a unique rule. Every song had to stand on its own.
The creative process was different. I really tried to remove production from the writing process. So my rule for the record was that every song needed to be written on guitar or piano or whatever, but it needed to be just me and a guitar, and it needed to work without any production, without any recording, without any band.
This approach allowed Samuel to focus on the core of each song, ensuring that the album would resonate with listeners whether performed solo or with a band.
And then I picked my 10 favorites and took them to the studio with a bunch of amazing musicians and session players in Chicago.
Being an artist in today's world comes with its challenges. Samuel was able to provide some thought-provoking insights about the intersection of capitalism and art.
Capitalism's not built for art, especially in the current state of things. Art throughout history has required patronage. All of the legendary painters all had patrons, whether it was the church or the nobility or whatever it is. Art isn't inherently a product. It's been so devalued.
Despite these challenges, Samuel has found ways to sustain his career through community, persistence, and a deep love for his craft. He's also learned that comparison is the thief of joy and that there is room for everyone in the music industry. Samuel is gearing up for an exciting season of touring, with shows across the Pacific Northwest, Chicago, and beyond. He's also working on new projects and collaborations that promise to keep his momentum moving forward.
I've got some festival gigs in the fall that are announcing soon, some more shows. Hoping to get to the East Coast in September. Stay tuned. Hopefully, a lot coming down the pipeline.
Be sure to check out Samuel's upcoming shows and make sure to go support his new album, Rambler. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more artist interviews from Slow Mo Media.